everyone, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Alicia Lord. I'm with the National Council of Juvenile and Family Court Judges, and I serve as the Webmaster under the Technical Assistance to Technical Assistance Providers project. Today we're going to be presenting a webinar called Connecting OVW Grantees to Technical Assistance. I'm here with my colleague, Patricia Gotera, and I'll allow her to introduce herself here in just a second. As we're getting started, please feel free to introduce yourself in the chat box. And we're going to, and I'm going to turn it over to Patricia to introduce herself.
Hi everyone, my name is Patricia. As Alicia said, I am an admin here under TA to TA, and we're really excited to have you all on and join us.
All right, thank you. So before we get started today, we're just going to do a quick poll. Since today is going to focus mainly on the TA website. And if you could all please tell us, have you visited the TA website before? All right, looks like a few people are saying yes. I'm not seeing any no's or I'm not sure so far. Give you just another second or two to type in your answers. Oh, we do have a no. Okay. So this is a good webinar to be in. If you answered no. All right. Awesome. Thank you so much, you guys. So today we're going to be going over the website, and we're going to be going over how it works and what you can use it for as a grantee. So the learning objectives for today are to understand OVW training and TA initiatives, identify the purpose of the TA to TA website for you, the grantees, and use the TA to TA website, and call upon TA providers in how to assist you as a grantee in effectively implementing your projects. Throughout the presentation, please feel free to enter in any questions you may have throughout the chat box. We'll be reading through as we go to the presentation, and then we'll also have time at the end for questions and answers. All right. What is OVW Training and Technical Assistance Initiative? The Technical Assistance Initiative is funded projects under the Office on Violence Against Women, and we offer in-person and online educational opportunities. We offer consultations, on-site technical assistance, resources, and tailored technical assistance for OVW grantees and also potential grantees. This group that provides the services is commonly referred to as OVW TA providers. TA providers can provide training, expertise, and problem-solving strategies for OVW grantees to implement their grant projects and meet the challenges of addressing sexual assault, domestic violence, dating violence, and stalking. This group under the Training and Technical Assistance Initiative currently has 190 active OVW TA projects. That encompasses 83 organizations. From the Office on Violence Against Women, these are overseen by 36 program specialists and associate directors. And TA projects can be program-specific, issue-specific, or audience-specific. Program-specific ones are divided by grant programs, such as Justice for Families or STOP grant program, and you would probably know what grant program you're funded under. They can also be issue-specific, such as sexual assault, domestic violence, firearms, or abuse in later life. And they can also be audience-specific, such as grants just to assist law enforcement or judges or advocates, and so on. TA to TA, the grant that we currently work under here at the Council, operates as the TA Provider Resource Center. We are a partnership between OVW, the National Council of Juvenile and Family Court Judges, and OVW TA providers. So to provide a little background on TA, the TA Provider Resource Center, our purpose is to expand the capacity of TA providers to meet the needs of OVW grantees, partners, and sub-grantees, We help provide forums to advance the discourse on and practice strategies for emerging and complex issues in the field. We facilitate peer-to-peer information sharing and learning among TA providers to enhance the existing and changing landscape of technical assistance. And we also help facilitate collaboration and communication within the TA provider community and between TA providers and you, the grantees. So for the grantees, we provide a calendar of events. We provide a directory, a library, and recorded webinars through our website, ta2ta.org. For those of you who have visited our website, you know that these are divided among tabs at the top of our website, so it's easy to navigate. But I do want to reiterate before we get into the website that as a grantee, you don't need a login to access any of the information. There is a login side to our website, but that is for us and for TA providers so that we can enter in the information regarding events and materials that are relevant for you. The TA website was initially built specifically for TA providers, but it also served as a useful vessel for grantees to access all of the information in one location. The TA calendar allows TA providers, grantees, potential grantees, sub-grantees, and OVW to be informed about TA provider events and access in-person and online educational opportunities. The TA Provider Directory is a resource that provides information about OVW TA providers. It also includes a description of their TA projects, the project point of contact information, and the grant program served. The library is a centralized location where TA providers, grantees, potential grantees, and sub-grantees can access material developed by OVW TA providers. There's also a recorded webinar section, and there are publicly available webinars for grantees on grant management. Now we're going to go step by step through the website and review the different parts of the website and how you can utilize them. And for that part, I'm going to turn it over to Patricia.
Alrighty, thank you so much, Alicia. So as Alicia said, this portion of our presentation will be covering the TA website and how you can utilize our website as a grantee. So our first slide here, we have our event calendar. So the TA calendar houses all events and trainings that are hosted by OVW-funded technical assistance providers. This is a central location for grantees to see any training opportunities available to their grants. It's important to note that grantees cannot add to this calendar, but you can find any meetings or webinars that might be beneficial to your project. You can search up on the top there, on the top left. We also have topic areas that you can search by. And so the boxes are checked by default, but you can customize your search by unchecking boxes and just checking the ones that are relevant to you and your grant. You can also search by grant program, the type of event, as well as your target audience. And so when you click on an event calendar item, it'll pop up this information regarding the event itself. So if you click on the details, there's a lot of information that may be relevant to you. So it has the date and time, the location of the event. Also, if this is a webinar, it'll be posted on there too. It'll tell you if it's a webinar. A summary of the event, eligible grant programs, topic areas, as well as the target audience. There's also contact information available in the details for events. So sometimes events are closed to a certain group, and therefore the registration may not be open to the public. So if you are part of a designated grant program or category, you can follow up with the contact person listed regarding registration. And there are times where the registration link will also be available in the calendar details as well. And so if there's a green check next to the training details, like you see on here on your screen, that means that the event is OVW approved, and if there is no green check, it just means that it is still pending approval. All right, so our next slide is covering our library. So our library houses TABE provider materials approved by OVW, and you can search through our library using any keywords up at the top. And we strongly encourage grantees to follow up with the organization who created the publication for any questions and technical assistance.
For the library, I also wanted to make sure to note that if you do have questions about a resource, we do strongly encourage you to follow up with a technical assistance provider. Not only might they have updated information since what is on the library was posted, but they also could have funding to provide technical assistance specific to your location and to your program. So that's also an option for you, but it's always good to reach out to see.
Perfect. Thank you, Alicia. So our next slide here is our directory. So the directory is a way to help grantees know who the TA providers are and how they can assist you. So this gives grantees a place to learn more about other TA providers, who they are, their projects, and any issue areas, as well as which grantees they serve. And so grantees can also search by keywords or filter by the grant program as well. And so when you click on a TA provider, it'll open up the directory listing. And so that'll contain the organization information such as their website and any OVW projects associated with that organization, any contacts and grant programs and the projects that they serve. And so if any TA providers have links to any videos or CDs, electronic libraries, specially built websites, things like that, the TA provider sometimes can provide that in the project description. So you can follow up with the contact listed for that project if you have any specific questions like that. And so our directory listing is also searchable by keywords. It's the same as our calendar that you saw earlier. So all of the check boxes are, or all of the boxes are checked. So you can just uncheck the boxes and then check boxes that are relevant to your grant.
In the search feature within the directory, you can also filter your results by grant program, issue, area, and so on.
There's also a recorded webinars page on the TA2TA website that has webinars publicly available to grantees on topics pertaining grant program orientations and grant management. And so it's important to note that webinars on this page are presented by OVW and TA2TA only. So if you're looking for a webinar from a specific TA provider, that may be posted on their own website, so you can follow up with them directly for additional information. And so this webinar as well will be posted on the recorded webinar section in case anyone wants to share this information with their colleagues. It'll be posted on there for you. So that is all that I had for the website. If you have any questions, feel free to input them in the public chat box.
And while we're waiting for questions to come in, you can always contact us if you have questions about the website or what TA provider you should be contacting. This is our general email, and if you send us a message through that email, we can help you get in touch with the TA provider that is serving you. We get questions from grantees on there all the time, and sometimes it's helpful to contact us if you have just a really general question and you don't know where to start. We had, as an example, we had a question come in about getting onto a newsletter about transitional housing events and webinars, and we put those people in touch with the TA providers who have all the transitional housing grants, and they were able to access training that way. So we are also a useful contact for you as well. And I'm not seeing any questions, but we are going to keep the room open for just another minute. All right. The last slide is just a thank you to OVW. This project is supported by them, and here is their disclaimer. Deanna, handouts by chance for the presentation. We do have a handout of the presentation. It's available for download in the box below the chat. It says Files. And if you select that document and click Download Files, then you can download the PDF version. But if you're referring to another handout, just let me know. Okay, perfect. All right, awesome. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. We're going to keep the room open for just another minute. Please feel free to reach out if you have any questions. If you are still in the room when we close out, you will be directed to an evaluation for today's event. Let us know how helpful this was to you. If you need to leave, there is the evaluation link so that you can fill that out. Those are very helpful to us and help us cater our future trainings to make sure that we're addressing the issues that you have. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Patricia, do you have anything else, Evan?
No, I don't. Thank you, Alicia.
All right.
Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Oh, it looks like we have one question. How often do you update your calendar? Deanna, we update our calendar all the time. It is constantly being updated. Basically, as soon as an event has been confirmed with a date and time, technical assistance providers update the calendar with that event. It's a part of the approval process for a lot of our TA provider trainings that they have to add it to the calendar. So it's constantly being updated. If you have questions about a possible upcoming event and you don't see it on the calendar yet, feel free to reach out to us and let us know. It might have just changed date or changed location or changed title. That often does happen. So if you're not seeing what you need, just reach out to us. All right, thank you all for joining us today. We're going to close out now. Have a great rest of your day.